between his legs. How about it, Charles Barkley? What do you think?
Oh my God, that might be the best dunk I ever seen.
A 49 from the judges.
Ryder working on Willie Anderson. Ryder on the left wing, dancing, juking, dribbles to the baseline. Anderson falls down. Ryder's left open. Jump shot, good! Oh, can you believe the move by Ryder?
Did not allow him to put it on the floor and get by.
Oh, are you kidding?
Play of the decade. Play of the decade.
Isaiah Ryder was the 5th overall pick in the 1993 NBA draft. After a very successful college career, Ryder rode the momentum straight into the NBA. In his rookie season, he averaged nearly 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, earning a spot on the all-rookie first team. Early in his career, he made a name for himself as a dynamic athlete with a flashy playstyle and a nice, pretty jump shot. But what was looking like a great career started to fall off the rails very quickly. How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and today we're going to take a look at the absolutely absurd story of former slam dunk champion Isaiah Ryder, also known by his nickname, J.R. Ryder, and how this young, exciting player with such a bright future ruined his own career. Not just ruined, but he destroyed his own career. And you know what else Isaiah Ryder was known for? His well-maintained goatee that he sported in every single game he's ever played in. If you're looking for the perfect cut, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Recently, Manscaped sent me their Performance Package 4.0, and I've been using their Lawnmower 4.0, a cordless, waterproof trimmer that can be used anywhere on your body. Equipped with a powerful 7,000 RPM motor and 4,000K LED spotlight that you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave. You can see me using it here to trim my beard. With 4 different adjustable guard lengths, it's easy to get your preferred hair length. You can bring this trimmer wherever you go too, thanks to its charging dock and travel lock feature. To engage the travel lock, tap the button on the front 3 times to turn it on, and tap the button 3 times to turn it off. This makes sure it doesn't accidentally turn on in your bag. Also included in the package are the Crop Preserver Liquid Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Toner Spray, and their Weed Whacker 2.0, designed to trim the hair in your nose or ears. In addition, this package includes Manscaped's luxurious water-resistant leather shed travel bag to carry all of it on the go, and their anti-chafing boxers. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free international shipping when you use my promo code ANDYHOOPS at checkout. In his rookie season, Ryder won the 1994 Slam Dunk Contest with one of the most iconic dunks of all time. A dunk that's been replicated many, many times after and still looks just as amazing whenever anyone tries it. He called it the East Bay Funk. It might look pretty normal nowadays, but back then, it was one of a kind. Starting from out of bounds on the sideline was something we never saw before Isaiah Ryder did it. In his 9 seasons in the NBA, this dunk contest was the highlight of his career, and probably the only thing people remember him for. He even predicted he'd win the slam dunk contest on draft day, which is pretty cool. He was certainly not lacking confidence. In his senior year at UNLV, he averaged over 29 points a game. That was second in the entire nation. But this year was also the year he got into his first scandal. Apparently, he had someone do all of his homework for him and all of his college classwork, and when the team found out, he was suspended from all basketball activities. That still didn't stop him from getting drafted though, nor did it hurt his draft stock. Like I mentioned, he was taken at the number 5 pick. In just his second season, he averaged over 20 points a game, and it really looked like he could become the player that we all hoped he could be. All the talent and all the skills we observed of him growing up. He's quickly putting it all together and could pave the way for the next generation of stars. Everyone wanted to see this too. Keep in mind, at this time, Michael Jordan was still retired. The fans were hungry, they were starving to find the next great shooting guard. In terms of pure excitement, Isaiah Ryder truly looked like he could fill in those shoes. Unfortunately, his time in the NBA was marred by conflicts with the law and with the front offices too. He was maybe a bit too confident, to the point where he'd get into a lot of arguments with his coaches and teammates. Over his career, Ryder was known to be a very selfish player. He even did an interview in early 2023 where he said that he felt like he should have been an all-star, and said it was a conspiracy that he wasn't, and that the entire league was out to get him because nobody liked him. This was the quote. In my mind state, I'm like, I'm not an all-star? I'm not an all-star, huh? So I got 40, 40, 41, and 42 against Spree and Clyde, but you letting Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and Kobe in, Michael Finley, whoever, I can't even think right now. There are a few more on the West Coast, they're in the All-Star game, but I'm not. They can't see me, bro. I felt like my numbers from day one, my first 3 seasons, they were All-Star numbers, but other people worse than me were getting in. This interview was a small glimpse into his mindset as a player. He really never cared about his team's success. He wanted to get his own. He wanted to eat. You know how the NBA has a Best Teammate of the Year award? Well, if they had the Worst Teammate of the Year award, Isaiah Rider would have probably won it in every year of his career. That's how miserable it was to play with and for the coaches to coach. Dude is the perfect example of such a highly talented player ruining and wasting away his own career because of his personality. Rider was a pure scorer and demanded the ball too much compared to his skill level. It's true, he was a great scorer, but he wasn't a superstar or anything. He also had a drug problem. It was mainly marijuana, but back then it was forbidden in the NBA's drug policy. In 1996, Rider was charged with possession of marijuana on 2 different occasions. By 2002, at the age of 30, his career fell off drastically. To give you an idea of how much of a head case he was, in the 1999-2000 season, he was playing for the Hawks and led the team in scoring with 19.3 points a game. But over halfway through that season, he got waived. Like, when have you ever heard of a team waiving their leading scorer? They were so fed up with his antics that they would actually waive their leading scorer. There were a number of reasons for this. First, the Hawks offered him drug counseling, but he refused it. Then, he proceeded to show up late to practice several times, which ended up getting him benched to teach him a lesson. Maybe he'd start being on time if he wanted his starting spot back. But this backfired. They didn't understand the psyche of Isaiah Rider. He continued to show up late to practice, and one time, he even showed up late to a game. This was the final nail in the coffin. Rider, unhappy in this situation, demanded he be waived, which the Hawks eventually obliged, because there was no coming back from these circumstances. However, he showed he could still play when he got the chance. The problem was, nobody else gave him the chance. Because of his attitude and off-court issues, every NBA team basically blackballed him. Nobody wanted him on their team. So the 2001-2 season would be Rider's last season in the NBA, as he quietly retired. In less than a decade, this promising young player was out of the league. Over the years, Isaiah Rider has compiled quite the extensive rap sheet. Time after time, he's been given numerous chances, but he could never get himself together, and that's why his career disintegrated. All that talent, all those skills, lost. In his rookie season in 1994, he got arrested for assaulting a woman at a sports bar in Minneapolis and served 4 days in jail. In 1996, he got arrested for marijuana and possessing 4 illegal cell phones. Like, was he dealing? What was he doing with all those phones? Then, a month later, he was caught for gambling in public. After getting traded to the Blazers and being excited for a fresh start, he got caught with marijuana again, right when the season started. This time, the police said, they observed Mr. Rider holding a pop can and lighter near his mouth. Deputies seized the items and found the can to be converted into a smoking device, which contained a small amount of marijuana. That's pretty clever. That's kind of funny, because nowadays that probably wouldn't be a big deal. All of this was happening when he was still playing, and during this time, Rider's reputation took a huge hit. All the teams he were on, they started to get annoyed with his antics. In a 1997 Sports Illustrated article, it stated that Rider was actually a very smart guy. Calm, collected, and he was very cordial in their interview, which was a surprise given his bad rap. The article compared him to Dennis Rodman, but said Rider's persona is far darker. After retirement, Rider continued his off-court escapades. In 2006, he was charged with domestic violence after assaulting his girlfriend. In 2007, he got sentenced to 7 months in jail for cocaine possession and reckless driving. In 2008, he was caught driving a stolen car. In 2010, he got another domestic abuse charge after assaulting his fiancée and also ran away without paying a taxi driver for the ride. Also in 2010, he was accused of kidnapping his own son as he did not have custody of him. Believe it or not, that's just a small list of things he got arrested for. Among other times, he got caught committing identity fraud, speeding away multiple times from the police, and even for violating his own probation. Yeah, Ryder has had an interesting life, but since 2011, he hasn't gotten into anything else major, I guess. At least that's something. In recent times, he's been on the road to recovery and stayed out of trouble, even starting his own charity for kids to provide them with resources that he did not have as a kid. Despite all the trouble he's gotten in over the years, at least he's making an effort to improve himself. And he's using the money he's made to help other kids stay out of trouble. At the end of the day, despite wasting away his talent, he bounced back and created a new life for himself after the NBA. Ryder respectably turned around his life. And that sums up the story of Isaiah Ryder. At one point, he was a promising young shooting guard with incredible potential. In only his second season, he averaged over 20 points a game, while developing into one of the best three-point shooters in that era. He just never made that jump into stardom that we were all expecting and hoping. All the off-court issues, all the bad relationships killed his career very quickly. But with his famed dunk contest, he'll be forever etched in NBA history, so I don't think he'll ever be forgotten. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and of course, as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.